Hello my lovelies. Do you want to know about different spray guns? How you break them down and split them into bits so you can actually get to the filter? Wait for the 15-second Phil Beckwith decorator intro and we'll talk about it. Afternoon chillins, and it is a bit of a chillins, isn't it? Nobody's asked me what chillins are. Strange, nobody's asked me what chillins are. I say it to see if I can get a reaction. Not getting any reaction. What's a chillin? Where have you heard the word chillins? Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. Doesn't matter. Right, let's get to it. Today, this afternoon, I just want to touch on spray guns. I want to talk about spray guns. I'll be quite quick on this. Don't want to be an hour. I've got a bit of a marathon with videos at the minute for an hour. There's a lot of information. That's what I say. So let's talk spray guns. I mainly want to talk about airless spray guns. I've got some airless spray guns here. There's 4 different airless spray guns, but really they're all exactly the same. So I'm going to show you the airless spray guns, and I'm going to just briefly see. I've got that 3M spray gun there that runs off conventional compressor. I've got one there. You've seen that on a previous video. Let's do a link for that. That's the one I've got. I won't say it's not suitable, but it is suitable if you've got the right compressor. We've got that. I've also got another. I'm going to use this a couple of times. This is what you call an HVLP, high volume low pressure. Now this connects to an air hose. This runs off a compressor as well. It's got a gravity feed pot, and that is what you would say is HVLP sprayer. To me, being at college, this is just, to me, it's a conventional spray gun, but it is actually an HVLP. The air comes out the ram's horns at the end, circulates and atomizes with the paint that comes out in the middle, like the sound effects, with the air coming up there. You regulate your paint and your airflow with these knobs there. But that's to me a conventional spray setup HVLP spray gun. Right, don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about this. This is what my QT5 HVLP is. It's got a, what's that? Suction pot. Got the same sort of configuration. You've got your ram horns there. The air comes out. You regulate the air and the paint flow from the knobs at the back. The big vacuum blowing pipe, it's like a big hair dryer. Blows the air through there. Comes through all the gun. Pressurizes the pot. Squeezes the paint out there. Job's a gun. Don't want to talk about that. That's another video. If you want to know about HVLP, link up there. Right, what do I want to talk about? Airless spray guns. Right, I'm back. Please tell me there wasn't a break. Did Google Ads put a break just then? Won't be surprised. It's all good. It's all towards the Porsche. Oh, we'll see. Right, airless spray guns. I've got 4 airless spray guns. I've got an airless spray gun for a Titan, which is that. That's a full handle Titan spray gun. I've got a Tritech. Now this is a Tritech spray gun. That's a 2-finger. All the same sort of principle. Your paint's pressurised by forced airless from your machine up through there, through a filter in the handle, out the front. Right, we'll touch on that in a minute. I just want to show you that's a Tritech, and that's a 360 2-finger. Lovely gun, really like that. I've never ever used it yet. This is brand spanking. This came with the GX-FF, the Graco GX-FF. This is a 2-finger airless sprayer. Again, paint gets forced up through the handle. There's a filter in the handle, through the front, out, and it's your spray tips that affect your fan pattern and how much paint goes on. Don't forget, what's the word? Orifice. The orifice size. Always give the analogy, woman having a baby, dilation. The smaller the hole, not much comes through. The bigger the hole gets, the bigger the baby, the bigger the baby can go through, or bigger the paint, the amount of paint. So that's that. That's a Graco gun. Graco. That's that. Also got, which I've used a couple of times now, this is the Graco PC Contractor gun. It's not the compact, it's just the ordinary. It's the new version of the compact. I've also got the Graco PC Contractor. I'll get it out in a minute. I've also got the PC Contractor spray gun. Now this is the one where you can alter the handle with the little grub screw at the back, Allen key, drop it down to make it a 4-finger, or you can keep it 2-finger or even 3-finger. But that is another sprayer. Exactly the same as the others. Paint up there, through a filter, through there. Now I'm just going to break down a gun for you because a lot of people don't realise where filters are on the gun. So I'm just going to get, they're all exactly the same, but I'll show you on every single one how you do it. So bear with me, I'll put my hand over the lens and I'll get the first spray gun to show you. Right, have you got me? Am I back in focus? Do I look like I'm in focus? Hopefully, yeah. Late night last night, playing Fortnite. I think I've definitely got to do Fortnite videos, haven't I? Might get my Porsche a bit quicker. Well, I'll say playing Fortnite, more the kids show me what to do on Fortnite. Right, back to spray guns. This is a Titan gun, and again, exactly the same as the others. Now to get to that filter in there, you need to take the finger guard off. Now, it'll either be released at the bottom there, or at the top there, depending on the brand of gun. Now this one releases from the bottom, and all it is make sure there's no pressure on it. It's ideal when you've got it turned off. Squeeze the handle in, and you want to be grabbing that there and pulling it off. So I'll pull it off, and I can swivel that finger guard out the way. Now this is the part that's got the filter in it, and now I'm going to unscrew that. Now this only needs to be hand tight. Now I've not had this out for a while. Oh, it's come off dead easy. Do you know why it's come off dead easy? Vaseline. Told you before. Top tip Thursday, Vaseline. Vaseline on the threads stops anything seizing up. Now I've unscrewed that, and I've got a green filter in there. That's quite an open filter. That's not a fine finish, because I use this sprayer mainly for masonry, so I need quite a bit of paint going through. See all the way through there, it's all clean, because I clean all my guns out when I've used it. And there's a filter. The difference is, somebody told me a Titan, same as a Wagner, I'm not sure. I've not got a Wagner spray gun, but this doesn't pull off. It's a reverse thread. So lefty loosey, righty tighty. If you turn it to the right, it actually unscrews it, and that comes off, and it's on screw thread. And again, I always put a bit of Vaseline on the end of these threads, even though that's plastic. Put it back in. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Well, actually, lefty loosey is tighty tighty. So I've gone to the left, and that's tightened it up. Now, because I'll show you, got my Vaseline. Bit of Vaseline on those threads, just round there. Put that back on. That needs to be hand tight, not over tightened. You don't need to get any pliers. I'm just nipping it up. Swivel that round, then that is clipping onto there. Pushed on. Done. So away we go. One of the comments I've had, somebody's messaged me, a few people have messaged me on Instagram. Don't forget, Beckwith Decorators are on Instagram. These spray guards, spray tip guards, doesn't matter what your gun is, if you've got a guard with matching tips, if you've got tips for a Titan that go on there, you can interchange these guards on different guns. It doesn't matter, they are interchangeable. So I can have that spray gun using Graco guard at the end and use Graco spray tips. So that can go on there. So look, this is a Titan gun with the blue Graco end. Does that make sense? Yeah, of course it does. Let's move on from that. Let's put that back on so you can see it. They're all back on there. That's a Titan. Tritech. Right, this is a 2-finger. I'm pulling the trigger in and I'm releasing this guard from the top, which is just there. Dead easy. Swivel it out of the way. Just clips in there. You see that? Clips in there. And again, hand tight, loosen. It's come straight off. And I've got Vaseline around the threads. Now I haven't got a guard in, I haven't got a filter in there because I've been using this quite a lot. I've been going between a red filter, which is for the fine finishing, and what's the other colour? Is it blue? I think it's blue. I've forgotten now. So I've changed between, it's a white, I think it's a white one. So a white one we're using 517, 518, 618, anything from about a 0.16 of an orifice size and bigger. So white filter in the gun. Smaller, we're looking at under 0.15, go to a yellow filter. Don't lose your spring in there. So from a 0.12, 0.13, 0.14, possibly onto a 15, you can use a yellow filter. Anything under a 12, so if you've got a 206, so a 0.6, 0.06, 0.08, 10, 11, 12, 13 stroke 14, you could use a fine mesh in the gun. Red, that's red on the Tritech. So that's that. So you'd have a filter in there, again Vaseline on there, a little bit of Vaseline round, stops it seizing up. All my threads are Vaseline, so I don't have to put too much on. And again, hand tight. Pull the trigger back, clip that in place, and if you want to be safe, don't forget your trigger locks on the side. Trigger lock on there. The Titan's got the same. Turn it one way, turn it the other, it's in lock. So one way's open, lock, that's that. Right, this is the same principle. Not had this one out, it's still even got the cleaning brush on, black pipe cleaner. Right, let's release the trigger with the lock so I can push that back, and I'm going to do exactly the same. Pull it down and I've released it. Now this be interesting, no Vaseline on it. I'm going to hand tight, yeah, let's take that off. Unscrew this. Now anybody who's got a 2-finger Graco gun on a GXFF, this is what you've got. Now here you go, you've got a blue fine filter in there that just clips into the end. So push it back in. I'm going to put some, see through there, I'm going to put some Vaseline on that while I've got it out, all the way around that thread. It's not going to mix with any paint because it's not going in the area that's got any paint. So a bit of Vaseline on there, can you see? Back on there, screw it in, righty tighty on this, get it hand tight, nip it up, and again the guard clips into there, flex it down, tight. Right, you've got your spray guard for your spray tips as there, that comes straight off. Another question, those little seating, can you see them washers in there? Make sure they're in, because when your spray tip goes in there it sits against the seat. You see the little metal seating. Again, keep forgetting, what's that called? Give some comments. It's the little spray tip seat that then pushes against the end of there and it makes the seal. If that's not in place or worn out, not fitting right, you will get paint leaking from around the threads, and that is one of the reasons why I put Vaseline on those threads, because if you do get paint on them over a period of time, even if it's overspray, you don't want it seizing up, because it can seize up. So that's that. Do you get the principles? Yeah. Let's put a spanner in the works. You can add an extension bar. Won't dwell on this. Take that off, put that on the end, well, put that on the end like that, connect that to there. You've got an extension bar. What's that, 15 inch? I'm not sure, 12, 15 inch. To confuse you even more, do you know about clean shots? I spoke about clean shots before. If you've got extension bars, this is the best £120 you'll spend to stop spits. Because if you think about it, if you've got a spray gun, when you release your trigger, it shuts it off there. If you've got an extension bar on, it shuts off the pressure of the paint coming out, but you've still got that length of bar there that's got pressurised paint in. So when you shut off there, paint still comes out the end and gives you a little bit of a spit. Now, if you've got a clean shot on the end, and this is something we can talk about, I know Ian at Spray Tech has got a really good video on how you fine tune one of these, but get one on the end. Make sure you get your pressure right on your spray gun. Make sure your paint's thin enough. Sometimes your paint's too thick, doesn't go through there. But there's a little screw thread. If it's all the way out, that's that way. That's like on a full flush. That'll let all the paint through. It's not pressurising and not altering it. It's not doing what you want it to do. If you turn it in and get the sweet spot, you will get the right pressure through the extension bar, through to the end of your tip, that you'll stop getting a spit, and that's what this is for. Plus it's got the added bonuses, it's a swivel end as well, so even if you don't use it as a clean shot, you can use it as a swivel end straight off the gun and put your thread of your screw end all the way out, because that's where you'd have it if you were cleaning it out. So yeah, that's another video. You've just got to get your paint right, get your pressure right, thickness, turn it. If you find your trigger locks up because it's like blocked, release your pressure on your sprayer, your compressor, you know, your whatever you've got. You might have a Titan, you might have a Graco, you might have a Wagner. Release the pressure with the primer, turn that so you can move it, and just get it right. Turn it in, turn it out until you get the fan not spitting when you release trigger. But again, that's another video. Let's talk about this one. This, what are they? £260 spray guns. £260 spray gun, brilliant, bit lightweight. I'd probably say it's not much difference in weight to that. I'd like to get them on a scales. But what I'm going to do is release this bracket. That's released there. And I'm going to take off the end there. Show you how this breaks down. Again, these have all got thread, all the threads with Vaseline on. Now this is an unusual one. It's not an ordinary shape, is it? But it's still the basic principle of turn it. It's tight. I've got it too tight. Oh, it's cold. My hands are cold. I've turned it. Once as tight as I thought. Well, it has tightened. It has undone. And you have to get it tight when you tighten it. So that is loose. It's coming all the way off. I've got Vaseline on this, so it has made it easier. It's just my hands are cold. And again, here you go. I've been fine finishing. There's a blue, really fine mesh. I've been spraying with a 310 this last week, so that's why I got fine mesh in. And again, that just pushes into the end there, goes back on there, and away you go. The only difference between this gun and probably the others is this, what do you call it, a whale, dolphin nose. That's got to line up with the gun all the way at the end. So let's do that. So you can see it's not quite lined up, but if you just tighten it a bit, and that's why I found it a bit hard to undo, that's now lined up. So that's an interesting one. What I want to show you on this, and let's finish on this. This is a lovely bit of kit, and there's a cartridge in there that's like, I'll say your needle of the gun. It is the needle of the gun. Now the beauty with one of these guns is if your needle wears down and wants replacing, you can buy a new cartridge for these. They're about £70–80, and you release that from there and replace it and put it back in, and it gives you like a new gun. So you don't have to take it away for service, you can actually buy this cartridge. I'm going to show you how you get to that cartridge. Now you'll see some arrows just on the end there, where you'll see, and they're on little lug nuts. If you squeeze those two little tabs in, both of them, both sides, squeeze them both in, you can push that handle up out the way. Can you see that? It's up. If I drop it down, it'll lock in place. So you're squeezing that in on both sides, pushing the handle up. That's released actually the trigger off the needle, because that's what you're looking at taking out. So keep that out of the way. Now I've got a pair of grips, and that there will only be finger hand tight, so there's not going to be much resistance to get that off, and it is lefty loosey righty tighty, and literally that's undone. It wasn't tight, and I can unscrew that with my fingers, and here it comes. This is what your needle set. This is your cartridge, so that is your needle in that cartridge for that gun, and this is what you can replace if you feel your needle's worn or broke or not spraying like it should do. And again, I've already got a little bit of Vaseline around those threads. That goes in there, slide it in, the grip's on the end. You can do it with your fingers. I'm looking at you. Tighten it all up, just get it finger tight. Yeah, doesn't have to line up, it doesn't matter about getting it square and lined up, just get it finger tight. Once that's in place, you can drop that handle trigger down and it's back. So there you go. Then swivel that round, pull your finger trigger back in, get that finger guard back in place, and then for safety you're on the lock. Have I covered everything? Comments, smash that bell, smash that like. Where are we? 20 minutes. I think there's enough information in 20 minutes for you to understand how you strip a gun down. If you need some more advice on anything, comments please. I've quickly spoke about the different tip sizes and different filters. I was just today showing you your filters that you can have in the gun and where they are. Each gun's got a different guard, but they're interchangeable. Ideally keep the same make of tip with the guard, but you can swap them between two. I'll use a Tritech on a Graco and that would be it. So over and out. Thanks for listening to me. This was a quickie, and I'll see you on the next one.